to get a job. Mama, I just need a little more time. Are you not seeing what they're doing to people like me? Do you not see that they're murdering people just like me? Boy, let me tell you something. I had you. I've done my part. I've played my role, and you have made a decision that is not going to work in my house. Mama, all I'm doing is just asking that you give me a little more time. You carried me for 9 months. You should be the main person who loves me. Let me tell you what I love. I love what God loves, and God tells me that you are not something that I can love. Well, Mama, the God that I know and that I serve, whenever I was the one who was, my life was on the line and I made it, you said that God was the one who saved me. You were the one who said that God had brought me through. That was before you made this decision. But now, I've made my decision. Mama, the only thing that I can say oh so often, the more that I tried to stay at home, the more that you pushed me away. Father wasn't even in the picture. You see, when Father seen that twist in that walk, Father walked away. See, Father got so far away to the point where Father was like that box. You know that box? That box, that majority of the people that are born inside that box, but people like me, that box is so far away to the point where I can't even see the shadow. See, Father was like that box. Father was like that box that I could not exist in or be a part of or be close to or even be put in because I didn't fit. But see, Mama, you carried me. Mama, you born me. Mama, you took care and you loved and you nurtured me. But now I'm out. See, sometimes we want to make sure that we try to tell people to stop murdering us or murdering people that's like us. But see, whenever we take away the guns, it will leave them with the knives. When we take away the guns and the knives, it will leave them with the lynches. When we take away the guns, the knives, the ropes from the lynches, when we take away the stones that they would have thrown to stone us. See, we can take away all these things, but they will still beat us. I'm not here to tell you about being happy because, see, Mama didn't care about what happy looked like because I was different. You see, Daddy didn't care what happy looked like because Daddy left a long time ago because Daddy said happy wasn't there. You see, I invite you to understand the I am and realize that there's an I am moment. See, there's a young lady whose picture sits up here amongst these candles. Her name is Tracy Single Williams. You see, she was someone who walked this same area of Houston. See, when she breathed the air that she breathed in, when she exhaled it, some of you all also breathed it in too. See, she took her last breath and you're still taking yours. You see, the I am part of that is that she may be gone, but I am here. See, the reality is that sometimes the past does matter, but the present and the future is so important, right? You see, they say that TDOR has been going on for 20 years, but trans people have been murdered for many, many, many years. You see, I'm not here to encourage you to continue to cry because sometimes crying is the only thing that we can do. See, if we believe in the universe and not God, but the universe, we have to remember that sometimes the grass is just a little greener on the other side. And sometimes when we cry, we have to water those seeds that have been planted so that the trees can come up and work with the oxygen to be able to help us to breathe. And for those of us who believe in God and we say that we know who God is, we believe that God gave us the breath of life, which was a gift. And see, if that gift was given to us, how about we should understand that I am so important that God took time out to give me just a little bit more breath so that I can breathe during this time. You see, the reason why I am is important important is because I am important. You see, whenever I was put out, I didn't have a place to go, but I still stayed because I stood and I was strong enough to be there. But see, there are some people that may not have been strong enough, or maybe have even been stronger than I was, because the attempt of suicide, I was not successful, but they were. See, it poses the question to me on my I am. See, when my mother told me that I wasn't worthy, I had to remind myself that I am worthy. You see, whenever they told me that I could be murdered or found in the ditch, I had to remind myself that I am worthy. You see, whenever they took the rights away from me and they told me that I couldn't do certain things, I had to remember that I am worthy. You see, my word was worthy because I was told that I couldn't be worthy. The reality is that the reason why we bring you here, as Monica said, we celebrate the lives of which we've lost. Not celebrate them in a way because they was murdered, but celebrate them in a way because after they're murdered, their parents, their family may not have celebrated them at all. If that makes any sense. So on this day, we celebrate them. We celebrate them in a way that they will never be celebrated because some of their parents had made that not even an option. So see, we said their names because their names will still ring on each and every day. See, I am present and I am worthy. So I ask you on today that before you leave from here, that you realize what your I am is. See, you don't have to be trans to understand, but what I need you to do is understand that being trans is something that even if you don't understand, you should understand that the I am is so important. I am here. I am present. I am worthy. The next time, which will be next year, when we gather to say their names, we need to be mindful of what that really means. See, sometimes we honor those of which we lost, but how about, see, for me, I gained the benefit of knowing who Tracy is. You see, I gained the benefit of knowing who Italy is. You see, I may not have known them personally or individually, but the mere fact of them being murdered in my city made me aware that I am not only worthy, but I am in danger if I don't say anything. Today's theme was I am. Many of you all got an envelope. And if you didn't get your envelope and you identify as a trans person, you let me know. But I'm going to let y'all know what's in it. Unfortunately, I'm not rich, so it's not much. But see, they had a song that said these last $2, I'm not going to lose. And see, the reason why I chose $2 bills to put inside of those envelopes, or $2 bills to put into your hands, is because that rare $2 bill that you don't see that often is just like you. See that I am part? That I am part? That I am, baby, I am so worthy that just like that $2 bill that ain't worth nothing but $2 and they didn't even care about it, how about guess what, it's Chris, meaning that it's still in production. When she said that those last $2, I'm not going to lose. She said that one was going for the jukebox. So see, I want you to think about what does that jukebox mean to you. See, as a jukebox, sometimes they put a little coin up in there to make it sing just a little bit. So all I did was I wanted to give you a little coin so that you could sing a little bit. See, and the other one was for bus fare. See, the other one was for bus fare. So that you can get back home. No matter if you have a car or if you ride on the bus, the reality is that those last $2 were so important and they were destined. They were destined. One was for the jukebox to hear me some blues, and one was for me to get home. And what I want you to understand is that that $2 that I gave you, it won't be your last $2, but baby, let me tell you something. That $2 bill ain't going nowhere. As long as they tried to stop it from going into production, those $2 bills are so fresh and crisp. When I went to the bank and asked for them, they told me, you know they're fresh, right? I guess that people sometimes ask for the older ones because they want things that are withered and torn. But I want you to know that just like that $2 bill is still in production, No matter how hard it gets, no matter how low you go, no matter how hard the times will get, because they will get hard, and guess what? If you think that you have gone through something, keep living, as the old people would say. Because those last $2, I'm not going to lose. I ask that you remember your I am moment. Remember your I am moment and own your I am moment. Because I am worthy. And I am here. And I am present. And I am appreciative of each and every last one of you, but most importantly, I appreciate those of you who identify as trans and live this life and walk it every day, because guess what, baby? The mere fact that you walk through this door after 7 o'clock p.m., no matter how you got here, whether or not you walked, you rode the bus, or you drove your car, or got a ride, or caught an Uber, however you got here, you did a revolutionary act. You came to a place that sit there and told you about the loss of people that was murdered, that you had something in common with. You had the courage to be able to walk out those doors. You had the courage to walk through those doors of a church. Sometimes that many of us think and say that the church has pushed and thrown us away. But you still came to a place. I am. I am. My I am is worthy. All that I ask that you do is figure out your I am. There are 22 people here, 22 pictures here, 23 candles that are here. The reason why there's 23 is because there's one that was lit. The one that was lit was for those whose names who we don't even know of, because guess what? They may have been misgendered or not even identified yet.
Yeah.